Welcome to Front Page. So while everyone was distracted by the flashy Super Bowl ads, Anthropic was pulling off a stunt that should honestly have every software engineer checking their LinkedIn. They turned 16 Claude Opus 4.6 agents loose on a shared Rust code base and told them to build a C compiler from scratch. There were no human engineers and no hand-holding, just autonomous machines coordinating in real time. The result? A 100,000-line compiler that successfully handled the Linux 6.9 kernel. Honestly, it's actually that kind of thing that makes you want to quit your desk job and go work in a bakery, just to be sure that your co-workers are actually made of carbon. 16 agents, Claude Opus 4.6. They weren't asked to write a poem, no. They were told to build a C compiler from scratch. Linux compatible, Rust-based, systems-level engineering at the highest stakes. The result? 100,000 lines of code. It combined the Linux 6.9 kernel. It ran Doom. So basically, look, we've all kind of seen how impressive AI demonstrations, but this is the kind of thing that makes senior engineers stare into the middle distance and wonder if they should have actually been carpenters. It survived the kind of brutal torture tests that usually give lead developers a nervous breakdown. Now, of course, history says GCC took 37 years and thousands of elite humans to build. Anthropic's squad just did it in 14 days, ladies and gentlemen. And the price tag? $20,000 in API credits. Calling that a disruption feels like a massive understatement. That right there, you just witnessed execution. But you know what? Hang on. Because we need to talk about the human-free hype before everyone starts filing for unemployment. Anthropic claimed they mostly walked away during the process. But honestly, that one word is doing a massive amount of heavy lifting. The humans didn't actually just vanish from the room, no. The humans leveled up. They weren't typing syntax anymore, but were designing the arena, building the pipelines, breaking the loops when the agents got stuck on the same bug. We've, of course, just stopped being the ones manually tightening every single bolt and have started acting like the director on a movie set. The AI is doing the grunt work, sure, but it still needs someone with a pulse to tell it if the scene actually works. I hope my producer agrees with me. The skeptics love to say AI has hit a wall. They say it's just fancy autocomplete. Well, this compiler proves them wrong. One can't autocomplete a system-level tool for the Linux kernel. It actually requires long horizon planning, stateful memory, multi-agent coordination, which means forget the chatbot label, because that's for just checking the weather or arguing with a customer service bot. What we are actually witnessing is a factory. And of course, now let us follow the money. The markets didn't just stumble, they hit the panic button. We are talking about Indian IT services facing a total bloodbath. The kind of carnage we haven't seen since the 2020 crash. Why? Because the billable hour model is officially a corpse. So if 16 agents just did for $20,000 what used to require an entire floor of engineers and a 6-month lease, one wonders, right? At that point, where and what are we even selling? The age of outsourcing is dead. We are living under the law of the agent now. Having a very massive headcount used to be a gold standard, yes, at one point. Now it's just a very giant, expensive anchor. Brain power isn't the specialized luxury anymore. It's actually basically just the dial tone. You only notice it when it stops working. Anthropic, of course, is playing a completely different game than OpenAI. They're leaning hard into the ad-free promise, and honestly, it's not just about having a moral compass. They want you to actually trust the machine that's basically becoming the central nervous system of your entire company. If the AI is acting as the compiler, the operator, and the engineer all at once, then the incentives behind it have to be spotless. The media loves to label this as AI fear. But let's be real, this is a total business model rupture. The old guard is still busy arguing over the seating chart on a sinking ship. while the new guard has already hit the shore and started running. Well, we of course broke this down on front page earlier, the workforce impact if you remember, the margin collapse, the survival guide for the next 24 months. If you've missed it, don't worry, you can always go back. The road of course is being paved in real time. And you know what? The stop signals are nowhere to be seen. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Front Page on the AIM network. Like, share, subscribe, and always remember, think AI, think AIM. And of course, the agents are watching.